He also added that if pursuit of the facts is really an objective, these reports should be released to the public. Innumerable violations were identified, some of which were advised would have led to criminal charges in jurisdiction with more rigorous financial legislation. Bless up my people. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. And in this one, we've seen the outgoing Finance Minister Nigel Clark reveal yesterday that the FINSAC Commission archives are now available to the public. And you can go find it online and read for yourself, my people. It's a very lengthy document. Over $160 million has been spent on the commission to produce a report. The information was gathered over a 10-year period beginning in 2009, but challenges resulted in the Commission's discontinuation. The information gathered was subsequently handed over to the Ministry in 2019. Finance Minister Nigel Clark said releasing information should serve as a lesson to the Jamaicans of what must never happen again. So this man I go out, my people, and him want to cause more chaos in the people in minds and turmoil in the people in minds. Instead of him release the report, he releasing archives, only submissions, one heap of witnesses, submissions and all of that. We want to know what the report says of this whole FINSAC, because both sides benefited from the FINSAC. So if it were only the People's National Party, my people, then would have been released this. So my people, after spending over $160 million in one, we for read it now for everybody, create them own opinion, and people are going to eventually be biased in all of this. So why did you spend $160 million of the taxpayers' money to send out submissions, archives, and not the report? That don't make no sense to me. Go on in peace. Him are the same one that say in the whole SSL saga that he would have gotten FBI to come and investigate, and him not gonna leave no stone unturned. No, we can't hear about nobody else other than Ginal and Panton who must be implicated in this big fraud. According to the Gleaner, former Finance Minister Omar Davies said it is a travesty that several owners and senior managers who egregiously mismanaged the funds of investors and savers during the 1990s financial meltdown are seeking to portray themselves as FINSAC victims. There has been an avalanche of criticism from several quarters and blame heaped on the then PJ Patterson administration for the major crises that unfolded in the financial sector, which ultimately led to many persons, including pensioners and business persons, losing significant portions of their investments. And some of the persons who basically criticize the then PJ Patterson administration was Carl Blythe, a senior cabinet minister, who said that the high interest rate policy led to the financial sector debacle. Blythe said the government should be blamed for the financial sector meltdown of the period. Omar Davies went on to personally apologize to all those who may have suffered during this financial crisis for any mistakes made by the government, of which he was a part of. He reasoned that the People's National Party administration erred significantly in maintaining the high interest rate for much too long a period. He also added that if pursuit of the facts is really an objective, these reports should be released to the public. Innumerable violations were identified, some of which were advised would have led to criminal charges in jurisdiction with more rigorous financial legislation. Violations included the evergreening of the loans and the making of excessive under-collateralized loans to connected parties. And the term evergreening means the corrupt practice whereby a bad loan in a group company is sold to another at face value, thus removing it from the portfolio of the first company. And so if this process is repeated, it becomes almost impossible for the regulators through one-off audits to spot the deception. So with this I show my people, see I rate them, not rate we enough to give us the report. A whole heap of people suffered through that financial meltdown. Right? And it goes to show that it wouldn't be the People's National Party alone that will be implicated in it. That's why they don't want to release the report. We might come create doubts and create whole heap of turmoil. They want to fight against one another, my people. You know, wake up. Now is not the time to fight against one another. We must stand in solidarity and hold these people accountable. Be it the People's National Party or the Jamaica Labour Party. But we're seeing the former Minister of Finance, Omar Davies, calling on this government to release the FINSAC report. The Jamaican people calling on this government to release the FINSAC report, to get out the clouds out of the people's mind so that we can see clearly what happened during that financial meltdown.
The collapse of the financial sector in the 1990s was arguably the most monumental domestic economic event in Jamaica's independent history. It led to an accumulation of debt that represented 40% of GDP. And it has taken 30 years approximately for that debt to be wound down. Prior to FINSAC, Jamaica's debt to GDP ratio was in the low 70s. By 2002, our debt to GDP was over, I believe, 115%, on its way to 120%. And the rest is history. The accumulation of that debt led to a situation by 2002, 2003, where interest and wages alone exceeded tax revenues. Interest and wages alone exceeded tax revenue. There's no road, no classroom, no drugs for the hospital, no park program, no capital expenditure, no other item of expenditure. Just those two exceeded tax revenues. It was, unsustainable is too light of a word to use. And it plunged our country essentially into crisis when inevitable shocks came.
My people, wanna weigh in on this, tell me wanna think. Like up the video, share out the videos. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Big up to all the new subscribers. Thanks to all the returning subscribers. My people on the road to 30K, help me to get there. I want to hear from Uno. Tell me what you think about everything that was outlined in this video. And what this government is trying to do, causing rift and chaos between the populace. Stay tuned for more videos. Stay tuned for more updates. Big up on yourself.